everyone, welcome and thank you very much, Dr. Gurumurthy, for joining me here on the newshour tonight. It is election time approaching in Tamil Nadu, and who is a better authority on what's happening on the ground? Last time we spoke before the Lok Sabha elections, you said BJP will increase its percentage. It has. Now it's getting into an alliance. How do you see the landscape in Tamil Nadu ahead of the elections?
See, Tamil Nadu elections till 2024 was almost bipolar. Now the perception of bipolarity has been distorted by a third force emerging, and that is Vijay. But in my own assessment, it will not be a very disturbing third force, and bipolarity will still remain. For two reasons. One, the anti-establishment feeling is very high against the DMK for various reasons. It almost resembles the 1996 situation when Karunanidhi had lost half the DMK to Vaiko, and everybody thought Karunanidhi was over, and Vaiko had emerged as the third force. But when the anti-establishment wave generated against the DMK, Vaiko became irrelevant because everyone knew it is only Karunanidhi who could defeat the ADMK. So I think the vital role, the trump card, is going to be the anti-establishment feeling against the DMK. And if Vijay is seen as someone who will spoil this, then it is Vijay who will lose, and Vijay will not be able to take advantage of the anti-establishment wave and give the perception that he would defeat the DMK. This is how I see the situation.
Well, but Dr. Gurumurthy, you're talking about 1996. We are talking about 30 years later in 2026. Things have changed. There is no Jayalalitha anymore. There is no Karunanidhi anymore. The DMK is strong. AIADMK in that sense doesn't have the charisma that a Jayalalitha carried with her. The BJP, yes, may have got 11% votes, but clearly not a South Indian party with great traction in South of India. Do you still feel this whole buzz that is about women getting polarized towards Vijay is all part of, some dream sequence?
See, I will break it down into details and compare it with Vijaykanth. Vijaykanth made a very powerful entry in Tamil Nadu politics when two powerful leaders were there, Jayalalitha and Karunanidhi, and made a huge impact. And in fact, he drew maybe more crowds than now Vijay does. Now, let us assume Vijay is going to address some 20 rallies, 25 rallies. In each rally, it is about 25 to 30,000 people. So his reach will be about to 6 lakh, 7 lakh people. And where is the organization? It is a crowd. To transform this crowd into an organization, it's not an easy task. He didn't provide himself the time for that. And already there are news items which appear that his own party men are the targets of his own party leaders at the district level are targets of his own party men, because they have suddenly become seen going in, instead of in scooters, in SUVs and staying in 5-star hotels. And there are rumors that the DMK people are funding them. DMK is a party with huge money. And Vijay's party is a collection of his admirers. There is no thought around which they are welded into being committed or honest. All of them want to promote themselves. They want to be in position, they want to be MLA, they want to be this, and they want to make money. Today in politics, a person like Vijay cannot inspire people for service. It is only that he offers them positions, money, influence. And if the DMK can take advantage of it. And it is not easy for Vijay to keep his flock together. And because he didn't have the time to form an organization. So I feel it is not going to be easy for Vijay.
But what do you make of the friction within the Congress DMK alliance? Do you think this is positioning? Do you think this is just something that Praveen Chakravarti has triggered off and is not going to have too much of an impact when Rahul Gandhi and MK Stalin come into the picture? How do you see that relationship? Do you see Congress sticking with DMK or going with Vijay? Do you see any changes or alliance future between Vijay and AIADMK, BJP combined? How are you seeing some of these fluid situations?
See, take the Congress and the DMK alliance. Congress and DMK alliance is not limited to Tamil Nadu. DMK is a very important support base for Rahul Gandhi, even in handling the India alliance. So he can never compromise on losing the DMK, which has 39 members in Lok Sabha and some 10-12 members in Rajya Sabha. It is not going to be an easy decision for Rahul that to risk an alliance with an untested Vijay for a few seats more and try to win those seats, in the process losing an All India ally. DMK is a very powerful All India ally for the Congress. So I don't see the Congress taking a very serious move to drop the DMK, because if it drops the DMK, it becomes the enemy of the DMK, because joining Vijay means enmity to DMK. I don't think Rahul is going to do that. Congress can afford.
So why all of these statements?
But all this is
why these statements, Gurumurthy ji, where they say power sharing is important, DMK did not share power? These noises are now becoming louder.
You see, every ally of DMK has been talking about power sharing and increased seats. This is all posturing. But the way Congress has gone to posture to allow or ask Praveen Chakravarti to meet Vijay is an aggressive posturing. I don't think even that is going to make any difference to the Congress continuing its alliance. Obviously, they will now go back to, they want their 40 seats share, which they always had. And the DMK gave them 25 seats, which was far less than what they thought they deserved. And so I think somewhere between 25 and 40 they will settle. And I don't think there is any possibility of a breakup of that alliance. All this posturing is going on between the DMK's allies and the DMK. I don't think there is going to be any fundamental shift in the alliance in the DMK side. This is my assessment.
Mr. Gurumurthy, I want to ask you, will polarization help in Tamil Nadu? The Deepam row that we saw playing out in the courts and in the public domain, the manner in which the DMK government has stood on one side and BJP on the other, do you think that formula is going to impact elections? Do you think BJP is using this? And the other second issue is the film release of Vijay, which has been put on hold. 9th of January was the release, it has been put. Does that show some amount of shenanigans played by the BJP? Is it a substantive player? How do you see the BJP positioning itself and using these both instruments?
I will deal with the first aspect about the Deepam issue. DMK has been foolish to create this issue against itself. You know, Murugan, Kartikeya, is called the Tamil god. In fact, the DMK itself says it is not Brahmin god. It is the OBC god. It is the MBC god. It is the Dalit god. You know, what they have done is completely unwarranted, unintelligent decision and strategic. They have to pay a price for it. Obviously, the BJP will take advantage of it. BJP has emerged as the most prominent spokesperson for Deepam. And the way they went about the High Court, and the High Court has now slapped them. They don't know how to handle this. And they have gone further to say that lighting the Deepam is like lighting the dead body in a crematorium. I mean, this kind of language, it is unthinkable, unheard of in recent times. I don't think the DMK has not only handled this intelligently, it is handling it foolishly. So there is bound to be a certain advantage to the BJP. And the BJP has been building up this Murugan Vel Yatra and the Hindu feeling around it. And Tamil Nadu is no more, the society of Tamil Nadu is no more anti-Hindu as it used to be in 1960s and 70s when I had seen how the society was. Politics and the society both were anti-Hindu in 1970s. Today the society is Hindu. The politics, the Dravidian politics is anti-Hindu. It has lost its anti-Hindu bite. So my feeling is this is certainly going to be a factor in favor of the BJP in the southern districts. I have no doubt about it. How far, how much percentage, how deep it is, that will be tested over the next few weeks. So far as the Vijay film is concerned, because I am not one of the persons who sees films, I have never seen his film. So I do not know what it means. But anyhow, if there is a delay in clearing the from the censor board, obviously the BJP will have to take the blame. Politically, the BJP will be, people will point fingers at the BJP. This is politics. The BJP may say that we have nothing to do with it. But the timing of the decision obviously leads to inferences. The BJP will have to answer that.
But do you think that shows a tad bit of nervousness on the part of the BJP AIADMK?
I don't think, you see, this film is not going to add anything to more than what has already happened. Maybe it is, let's assume it's a political pressure on Vijay. It is not nervousness. Actually, Vijay will be more nervous about the CBI call to him for the Karur violence, where probably he is on a weaker wicket. So I don't think the censorship delay means anything other than probably, even if the BJP intends, it is a disturbance to Vijay's schedule of things. That's all I can say. I don't think there is going to be any nervousness. By doing that, the BJP is not gaining anything. In fact, it is BJP may be losing that it is doing so. So I don't think that it shows any nervousness or anything. Maybe it is a part of the pressure that the BJP may put on him. That is the best interpretation or the worst interpretation one can give.
You mentioned the CBI case and the summons to TVK to appear before the CBI. Do you think this is another arm twisting tactic, may lead to forcing Vijay for an alliance with the BJP once again? Agencies like ED, CBI being used by the BJP just like Mamata Banerjee is screaming today in Bengal?
I don't think there is any possibility of ED or anybody now against Vijay. So that fear is not there which Mamata shouts about. After all, Mamata shouting about is also to cover up the wrong things that have happened in Bengal. It is not that in Bengal things have been right and the ED and CBI have been making out cases. It's actually the other way around. The cash has been found in a big way and all kinds of things have happened. So there is no parallel so far as Tamil Nadu and that is Vijay and Mamta is concerned. Definitely in Karur, there is a question about Vijay going late and showing that there is a huge crowd waiting for him and all that. And so naturally there is a question again. In fact, I have written about it also. In fact, I have said no popular person should be allowed to commence a political party without forming a party and creating an organization for 3 years. Otherwise, just gather crowd and say it is a political party without any cadre, leader, hierarchy to control the crowd is a very dangerous way of playing with the crowd. And so it's not that Vijay did it intentionally, but the fact is that there is a certain question against him. But if the CBI, then the CBI should say, no, because there is election, we will not inquire this case. It is completely wrong because the Tamil Nadu government would have anyway investigated the case and maybe fixed Vijay. The CBI had taken over that function under the directions of the Supreme Court. So, when the CBI took over the decision, it is not that it will say we will do it after the elections because Vijay's role in Karur, if it is proved that he had not done anything wrong, it will also help him. If he has done something wrong, that must also be told to the people. So I don't think the CBI has fast forwarded this investigation. After all, this investigation is an ongoing investigation and he has been called.
Well,
I don't think there is anything to link the Karur investigation with any effort to put pressure on Vijay. Vijay may feel the pressure. That doesn't mean the pressure is intended.
Well, so Mr. Gurumurthy, if I were to ask you for your prediction today, how do you look at Tamil Nadu elections? How is it poised? What is your opinion poll on DMK? Where will it be? AIA, DMK plus BJP plus possibly PMK and other smaller parties coming together. Where will this alliance be? And the future projection for Vijay and his party?
See, there are two ways of looking at it. The anti-establishment wave becomes very powerful, like in 1996, where, in the current situation, personalities do not matter. In fact, Stalin is no great personality. And people know he is not the future leader. The future leader is Udayinidhi, who just doesn't count as a leader as yet in politics. So it is not a leader-based contest. It is whether this government should be allowed to get elected. In that, who can ensure that this government is defeated and another government is formed. In that, I think the BJP-ADMK alliance has a very good chance to tell the people, yes, we can form the government. In that, Vijay alone certainly doesn't have that credibility. So, in between DMK alliance on the one hand and ADMK, the chances are that ADMK and BJP will be able to convince the people that we can defeat and we can rule.
So are you saying, is that your hope and wish, or is that the reality that you see on the ground?
It is my assessment.
Okay.
For example, in 2006, the DMK, Jayalalitha was there, Karunanidhi was there, the same kind of alliance was there. And DMK did not get majority on its own. That is the second scenario likely. if the DMK does not get majority on its own, it will be equal to DMK's defeat. Because if Karunanidhi could not run a coalition ministry, I don't think Stalin and Udayanidhi are capable of running a coalition ministry with Congress on the one side and communists and VCK. It will be a disaster. So the DMK is at risk, definitely, on the second possibility, that it may not get majority on its own. That is a very distinct possibility, even if the ADMK and BJP do not win. This is also my assessment.
All right. So, at the moment, what would you bet if you were to bet, and if betting was illegal, was not illegal? Do you expect it to be a majority government of the ADMK BJP alliance, or do you think it will be a hung house?
See, the possibility as of today, I mean, as I am seeing, because I am also keeping in touch with people from all parties, including the DMK, the enthusiasm levels within the DMK are very, very low. It is not as it used to be. DMK was always a highly enthusiastic party. It is not so. On the contrary, despite all the minuses we see on the ADMK side, ADMK people are very enthusiastic because they see there is an opportunity. And the BJP is also very enthusiastic. This is all very important. So my feeling is that the majority of the chance is that the ADMK and the BJP should make sense. If it is not so, I am very clear that the DMK may end up with the same situation as in 2006.
Well, will Vijay be a kingmaker, or do you think, he will fall short of that also?
You see, if Vijay is going to get 10, 12, 15% votes in all constituencies, it's not going to help. You see, it is not that his 15% votes are in some 20 constituencies where he can get people elected. How many people he can get elected is the issue. There, I think he may find it difficult, because even to get winnable candidates will be a problem for him. It all depends upon how many seats he gets. Unless he is going to get a sizable 15, 20 seats, he can never be a kingmaker.
Are you drawing a parallel between this experiment and the experiment in Bihar that we saw in recent elections with Prashant Kishore as a new entrant to the bipolar election?
No. Prashant Kishore is not charismatic. He is strategic. Vijay is charismatic but not strategic. In fact, Vijay may have done very well if he had continued to listen to the advice of Prashant Kishore. Vijay is a completely untested material, psychologically, politically, organizationally, strategically. I don't think he should have taken a plunge without people to support him. And one good support would have been Prashant Kishore. For example, in 2021, DMK had, it was the best organized party at that time, even now it is. And Stalin had inherited that party. But still, he went for Prashant Kishore's advice because he knew there was no Karunanidhi. And he had to get a strategic advisor. And if Vijay doesn't think he needs a strategic advisor who can give credibility to his own party in its way of doing things, in its campaign, its narratives, and his narratives have been very slippery. For example, Uncle Stalin, Mama so-and-so. I mean, these are all things which may suit silly dialogue, but it is not going to bite in an election. And so I think he lost an opportunity of associating Prashant Kishore?
Well, we'll have to wait and watch what happens as election times hot up in Tamil Nadu. But for your insights and your critical information that you always have about whatever is happening in the state of Tamil Nadu, thank you very much, Mr. Gurumurthy, for joining me on the News Hour tonight.